Welcome everyone, my name is Kriva, and this is Stellaris, the bank's update, also known as Utopia. I have managed to procure some early access thanks to the people at Paradox, which means I got the game, well, the expansion for free, and allows me to show it to you already today. Other than that, yeah, I already prepared the nation I want to play. There are so many new things going on with governments already that it's like, yeah, I can take everything. In the future, I want to get, say, a hive mind done. But let's just go through some of the changes first that are in the creation, and then we'll go over our, well, the created empire I did. The Igarian Star Empire is the one we'll be playing with, but let's just look at create new for a minute. Appearance, everything is the same. There is no new, at least in this preview build, there are no new avatars. There might be, I'm not sure if I've gotten access to cosmetic DLC or not, but so far there's nothing new here. Species name is the same. Name list, there is an extra name list added to the game. It is the Hive Mind one. I believe everything else is the same. I think it is. So the Hive Mind one is basically you have autonomous drones, you have drones, and you have just cells and colonies, and that's it. It's very, very... well, which is the idea behind the Hive Mind, that it's supposed to be just one mind fighting, which is really cool. There are some changes to traits, I believe. These are the same. Same-ish. Yes, some of them have been rebalanced. I believe that... where is it? That's further down, actually. So it's still, this is all still the same up until here. So fleeting is now only a -10 reduction. I think it was a -15. Enduring went down to +15. So that in point for point, it's not, it wouldn't be better than venerable, basically, but you spend 4 points just getting venerable, which is big. And then they've added conservationist and wasteful, which basically the new consumer goods mechanic that we'll get into once we get into the game. Basically less cost or more cost, that's it. Ruler is still the same. The thing that is different here is the fact that you can decide for yourself which room you will be in, rather than it being dependent on the type of government you pick. Name and class, this is all the same. Same things here. There's of course still only 2 special systems. Cities, still the same, nothing new here. Now, government and ethics is where everything changes. Empire name is the same. Flag, there are some changes to colors. I believe there are more colors available, not 100% sure. There's also, you pick one of these colors, and then once you get into the game, if there are other empires with the same color, they will start getting a different tint. The player will always, well, if you're playing single player obviously, the player will always have priority for the base color. Weapons the same, FTL the same. The background for the ships is a little bit different, maybe to show them better off against the stars. Missiles have been buffed in the patch, but if they're still, they're probably still not as good as projectile weapons or energy weapons. But government and ethics is where the real change is. Now, first off, our little tree has gotten 5 changes to it. Besides, there are a lot of number changes and stuff. So first off, instead of the collectivist and individualist, we now have authoritarian and egalitarian. Just basically, are you more of a dictator? Are you more of a free society that votes? Everyone's equal and someone is better than the others. But finally, there's also the hive-minded. Hive-minded is basically a whole thing on its own. It gives you different civics completely compared to anything else. But yeah, so hive mind is basically... hive minds operate as a single organism more than as a state. The population has no free will and acts as an extension of the hive mind itself, much like the limbs of a body. When cut off from the mind, these drones become comatose and eventually wither and die. Any free individuals on planets owned by the mind are attacked and killed on sight, as any immune system would deal with a foreign agent. Yeah, so basically, you're even more Borg than the Borg are. Well, actually, the Borg would be one of the best science fiction examples of a hive mind. Regardless, there are now 4 types of authority. You can be a democratic nation, you can be an oligarchic nation, a dictatorial nation, or an imperial nation. And then there's hive mind, but that's only if you're a hive mind. Hive mind changes so much, it's... yeah, but so, based on your ethics, you get to pick civics in your nation. So say you are a spiritualist who's fanatic egalitarian. This puts idealistic foundation currently at the top because you have some degree of egalitarian, but some of them are actually not available. Now one of the coolest ones is probably this one. So if you go with authority, we need imperial authority as an example, and at least some spiritualist and some authoritarian, and then we can get the imperial cult, which is the Warhammer 40k Empire of Man. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but I know the imperial cult is a little bit the idea that the society is a dominant state religion where the ruler is worshipped as a living deity. And these are things there. Say militarist with fanatic xenophobe unlocks fanatic purifiers. There are some special civics as well. Basically, civics is another upgrade to what kind of species you are and the type of... you pick your ethics and then you can pick your civics on top of that. So you have to take an authority. Direct democracy would then be it. Representative democracy. Moral democracy. Is that still representative? That's theocratic republic. Military commissariats. So basically, based on your authority and your ethics, you get what type of government you are. And then you pick your civics. Now, going through the civics, why would I be able to close it? Anyway, you have meritocracy, skill levels and leader pool size. It's okay. Police state, less unrest, but you cannot be fanatic egalitarian. So all of these have an advantage to your nation, but then you do get, of course, that basically, how should I say it? It sort of focuses you on what type of people you are. Beacon of Liberty. There are some really cool references in these, by the way. So Cutthroat Politics has a reference to Game of Thrones in it. There's about this, the political system in this society is renowned for its intrigue, power struggles, shady backroom deals, and cloak and dagger scheming are par for the course. Those who survive long enough to learn the game, however, tend to learn it well. So yeah, the Game of Thrones, basically you'll be playing. Then there is, which one is cool too? I think Freehaven. It gets a reference to the Statue of Liberty. This society has a well-earned reputation of Freehaven. The tired, poor, the huddled masses yearning to breathe free. All are welcome here regardless of their species of origin. There are so many civics. Mechanist is pretty cool. You start with robots just straight up, but you need to be materialist and not have syncretic evolution. Syncretic evolution is also pretty cool. So syncretic evolution is you get a second species is part of your society from the beginning, which is also pretty cool. Exalted priesthood, philosopher king, citizen service. Ooh. Naval capacity. Are you doing your part? Full citizenship and the political responsibility comes with it. Is limited to those who have served a tour of duty in the military. Service guarantees citizenship. That sounds very Roman, actually. That too. But yeah, I went with something else there because I went with the more addicted. Then again, oligarchic. Yeah, I've gone with the. Well, I'll go back to what we started. So I have the Igarian Star Empire. With its political structure quite similar to the Roman Empire that rose to power on Earth, the Igarians are a very proud species looking to bring civilization to a barbaric galaxy. Their strength lies in their industrious nature, having a knack for getting the most out of the resources wherever they can. It has become time to leave the confines of their homeworld, Imath, and traverse and conquer the galaxy for the glory of the Imperator. So I tried to base this off the idea of the Roman Empire, a centralized government that goes out and controls a lot of land and slowly incorporates others into the empire. So we are decadent, so we're gonna need slaves, which is not a problem. We are authoritarian, which allows us to have a caste system, and we're probably gonna go with a caste system because that's something I wanted to try out in this, is the caste system that's new for one of the slavery types you can have. And the reason why the caste system sounds like a good idea is because the idea, at least is also why I picked the idea of the Roman Empire, is the Romans over time, with the Pax Romana, people they would conquer would be able to integrate to become full citizens of Roma. And through the caste system is basically, yeah, they just came in, so they're gonna be slaves, but if they're good people, they will slowly be integrated and move upwards to become full citizens eventually. This is also the reason why I picked Xenophile for us, because we are not inherently distrustful or angry at others. We actually want to bring civilization to the galaxy. So the entire galaxy is not our enemy, they are merely misguided in a sense. So basically over time new people will probably be integrated as full citizens, and that makes people around us happy as well. Of course we're based on Roma, so we are definitely going to be militarist. So yeah, we are a military society. We are decadent, as I said, so we have slaves. We are conservationists and industrious, which basically means we have a lot more minerals going on. As I said, we are basically a builder race, in the sense that we have a much easier time getting our hands on minerals in practical terms. But the idea behind this is that we are very industrious people. We have learned to use our resources well and eventually get, well, further ahead through that. We're quick learners but slow breeders, which is basically we grow a little bit slower but we learn really quickly from things that happen, which is kind of what I think about humans. Humans are not very fast breeders, considering we are currently popping out children globally like crazy. We are growing at a super high pace, but that's only because we already have so many of us. It took us more than 10,000 years to get to this number over time. It is technically the reason why I feel that humans, and therefore I'm transplanting this onto the Igarians, are slow breeders, is that our cycle takes at the minimum 16 years before women can have children. Or it depends, of course, it can be different for each person individually, but on average it's between 15 and 20 years that females of the Homo sapiens become fertile. And compare that to most of the other mammals on this planet, then we are one of the slower ones. And we also have a 9-month period of pregnancy, compared to some species only have a couple of months. Now, if we were to go with, on the other hand, with fast breeders, we would be looking at, say, insects. They breed really fast, have a also shorter time span, which is why personally I feel that fast breeders goes really well with the idea of a fleeting race with leaders that are shorter lived. I was thinking of that before, but then I was like, actually, the other way around works well too. Anyway, we have electromagnetic projectile launchers, mass drivers. We use hyperspace travel, but what I'm gonna do this game is play exclusively on hyperspace. Everyone in the galaxy will be forced in the hyperdrive. Because I think that sounds really fun, and I like that a lot. Anyway, we are a dictatorial nation, distinguished admiralty, so the military is unusually prominent in our society, which is definitely been the case for the Roman Empire as well. It was, at the time of its height, it wasn't as the military positions, the higher positions were for the aristocracy, and they would be able to become the generals, the praetors, and as such in the Roman Empire. And that is the idea that it's really prestigious position for the higher ups to be in the army, and if you even rise through the ranks on a merit base, then that would also get you to a point where it's just really important to have. So they have the pick of the litter when it comes to new military recruits. Basically, everyone wants to be a part of the military in the end. And of course, the cutthroat politics, I liked that idea pretty much. Also, monthly influence is really nice to have. But the idea that we are not it's not an imperial situation. It's not hereditary. It's a dictatorship in that sense, that we vote on the next leader. And I have no idea if this brings events or anything, but it still sounds pretty cool to have. And of course the influence. I've almost been talking for 20 minutes, wow. Anyway, I set up this for our galaxy. It's going to be a huge galaxy. I'm going to go a spiral of 4 arms. I want 22 enemies, of which 4 are advanced AIs. Maybe I'll make them 6 actually. Max Fallen Empire is 4. It's a huge map, so it should be 4. Habitable worlds a little bit above normal. I just like to have a few more habitable worlds available. AI aggressive and difficulty on normal should be fine. I could put it on veteran, or hard or insane, but I actually have no idea what the difference is, and I'm not going to commit to that right now. Hyperdrive, allowed FTL method, the only one. Ah, here it is, difficulty. High difficulties, AI empires are not subjects of players who get bonuses to their economy and research. It's okay. Empire placement is random. Advanced neighbors will be on for now. Controls for the empires with advanced AR starts are permitted to spawn near a player. Having this on may result in less than the specified number of advanced starts being generated. Having this on may result in less than the specified number of advanced starts being generated. Should that be having it off? I don't know. Endgame crises. Let's actually turn it off just in case. No, I don't really like the advanced starts that much to play against, because you can get really screwed over with the starting position. But on the other hand, it should be fine. Endgame crises should be on. Iron Man mode is going to be off because, well, I kind of need to save, and it's still a preview build for the time being, so if it crashes, I would like to be able to just start an episode over instead of being stuck. Anyway, with having to basically then I would have to combine stuff as well. It's on my end a lot more work, but also if it's Iron Man and you get your save file crashes, it might also corrupt somehow. Just for safety's sake of the recordings, I'm just gonna leave Iron Man mode off. Anyway, that's going to be it. I want to thank you for watching this first episode of this Stellaris playthrough of the Igarian Star Empire. It has been for the most part just me talking about what is new a little bit in the government section. Also why I've chosen to play this specific nation. And we're finally going to go into the actual gameplay next time. And we'll get through the new stuff whenever it comes up. It's going to be a wild ride. It's been a while since I played. Oh, my bad. I'm just messing with the pen, which I shouldn't do. While recording at least. But yeah, it's been a while. I'm really in for a wild ride again. It's finally here, Utopia. I'm so excited about it, even if I don't sound like it. It's just that it's late at night and I should have been in bed, but I really wanted to get this recording out of the way before I did. But yeah, Utopia. I want to thank you for watching. Make sure to like, favorite, subscribe to keep up to date in the future about this Let's Play and other things. And as you might notice, very soon, or I'm not sure which one I'll release first, because there's also, of course, Mandate of Heaven upcoming. And I've recorded this one first because I'm a little bit more excited about Utopia at the moment, but yeah. Ah, yes, Stellaris, Utopia, Banks. I'll see you guys later.